GYB, Otaku, we layered up. Check it. This here is lyrical alchemy. Give me a beat and a bit to myself, and you get a miracle out of me. The universal anatomy, peak of totality, galaxy's majesty, where's your formality? Naturally, I know the formula for my morality. Forge a reality that is mathematically proportionate. Flow automatically, go against gravity, pushing the limit of time and space. Continue on breaking the boundary. Battle the laws where you sound asleep. Sounds to me that you have a little bit of apathy for what's important. Your brain stays dormant, entropy. You'll never masterpiece, whoever make you a masterpiece. I don't even have to eat. I get my food from the sun, just have to breathe. Biodegradable bars, I get where I'm going, no gasoline needed. I practice and preach it. I need a cover and magazine feature, cause if I touch it, it has to be ether. And actually, word to otaku, I got the God just to magically emerge. Final fantasy, 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 fantasy. You cannot damage me, question my sanity. I know we live in a fallacy. Final fantasy, 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 fantasy. My party, my family, miss me with all the calamity. Dodge a fatality. Final fantasy, 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 fantasy. You cannot damage me, question my sanity. I know we live in a fallacy. Final fantasy, 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 fantasy. My party, my family, miss me with all the calamity. Dodge a fatality.
Whole lot of niggas who don't even want me here. I'm tryna boss up and get the fuck out of here. Put diamonds round my neck, dangle like chandeliers. I'm a real nigga, you see I'm superior. Anime rapper, I came out of nowhere. I know I'm a widow, I ain't been a zero unless I see that shit up in the check. Know I'm a threat, won't say I'm up next. Gotta be patient, I gotta stay humble. Pick up the ball, but I see that you fumble. My city is needing me, right where I'm meant to be. Shark in the water, a creature up in the sea. Shut shit down when I'm in your facility. Want me to lose, I can't see it like Xbox, reach my achievements. Try to go get me a beamer, won't beat you, get rolled like a steamer. Man, y'all been sleep for a minute, about to make y'all see the vision. This nigga stay rapping about anime, dog, is he kidding? I treat the beat like a goblin and slay it. They think that I suck, nigga, go ahead and say it. But this is my cosmos, they burning like Saya. Pulla Athena, a prince like Vegeta, like Sora on Kingdom, got key to the ether.
Final fantasy, 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 fantasy. You cannot damage me, question my sanity. I know we live in a fallacy. Final fantasy, 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 fantasy. My party, my family, miss me with all the calamity. Dodge a fatality. Final fantasy, 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 fantasy. You cannot damage me, question my sanity. I know we live in a fallacy. Final fantasy, 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 fantasy. My party, my family, miss me with all the calamity. Dodge a fatality.
It's a battlefield like the city of
arm strong like Olivia.
Question marks like trivia.
Hey, you a clone like Zidian.
Hit a pose like I'm JoJo, legendary like a ho-ho.
You can tell by the gold glow, they scope me like Yoko.
Mike got stay with some flight kick, psychic, just like a side duck. No omnitrix, nigga, but all your times up Otaku and Callon, can't no one define us,
But you know where you can find us, we sit in the studio, making our fantasies vivid. An anime binging, creating the latest edition. I paint you a picture with the world we live in.
You know what I'm saying? B, Otaku, continue to be you, you know what I'm saying? Fuck them if they don't fuck with you. Crush them, you know what I'm saying? Apply pressure. GYB, jungle music.